Hello, good evening.
Good evening for you. For me, it's good morning still. So
You're in Brazil.
that's right. We're based in São Paulo.
I remember. I always remember
Do you?
because whenever I talk to people in Brazil, they say, it's morning for me, it might be evening for you.
Yeah, I think the difference of the fuse it's like 5 hours from England, right?
I'm not in England.
You're not? Where are you currently
No,
based?
I I live in Thailand.
Oh wow, wow,
Um, I left England 27 years ago.
wow. That's a lot. It's a long time, no? And
Yeah.
I think the fuse it's even bigger from England. It might be like something like similar to India, 7 hours perhaps. So
Um,
that explains the so why it's evening to you.
Yes, it's nine, nearly 10 o'clock. It's
Oh
quarter
wow,
to 10
wow,
here.
wow.
Um, and it's still pretty hot. It's about 27 degrees
Oh wow. Yeah.
heat
Um
wise.
yeah, here in Brazil it's a quarter to midday. So why did you go to Thailand? Did you go on business, like for work?
No, I came here originally for a holiday, like everyone does. And before I came and lived here years ago, I lived in America for 5 months,
Oh,
and I didn't like America for living.
yeah,
Didn't mind for a holiday, but I didn't want to live there.
yeah.
And my life changed completely. My parents got old.
Mm-hmm.
My father lost his sight and everything,
Wow, that's
and
hard.
I was the only son at home to look after him. So I nursed my dad for 7 years,
Wow,
and
it's a long time.
then my dad
Must be
died
hard.
because my dad died because I'm not a very good nurse. Um, and then my mum got what's named with they said, "Oh, you've got lung cancer," to my mother.
Okay.
This was about 2 years after my dad died.
Wow.
And they said to me, her lung cancer is terminal.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, I said, how long has she got technically? They said 6 to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I gave my mum the option of staying in hospital or like going to a cancer hospital or coming home. And she said, I want to come home.
Yeah.
So I nursed her in the end for nearly 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And then she died. And then I decided that England for me
It's
was a no
over.
go, you know,
Yeah.
even though I've got a daughter
Yeah,
in
I imagine.
England.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that.
So
It must have been hard, no?
this happens, it's life. We live, we
Yeah.
die. And I came here. I used to come here on holiday just to get away from it all. But it was the
Mm-hmm.
only country that I've ever came to where one I felt very at home.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
felt
why is that
very safe.
safe?
Very at home, very safe. People were so friendly. That's
Yeah.
why I felt at home. And it seemed to be if I had problems, I could sort them out here.
Yeah.
And my friend, who I used to come here with, he said, "Look, I'm going to marry my girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
and live in Thailand. What are you doing?" I said, I don't know. I said, "Let me have a think." So I thought about it, and then I said, "I'm going to come and live in Thailand with you."
Yeah.
And that was 27 years ago.
Oh
I got a
wow.
one-way ticket to Thailand because you could then. And as the plane flew out of England on the 11th of October, I remember looking down at England, and it was early morning and it was raining. And I said,
It
in my
always.
mind, I said, if I can live there for 6 months, I can live there for good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was 27
That's
years
nice.
ago,
That's
you know.
nice. Yeah.
But my life is completely different here.
Yeah. In what
Um,
means? For
well,
good, for bad?
people, good, good. There are bad things because there's bad things about anywhere you live,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, Unfortunately, people don't live in paper bags with cotton wool, you know.
Yeah.
So there will always be bad things where you live. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I came here, I had debts, I owed money. I could never afford to live near the sea because it would have been too expensive. I always was fighting to get money to pay debts and keep my
Mm-hmm.
house
Yeah.
going and everything.
Yeah.
Here, I've got zero debts. I've got my own house. I live 8 minutes from the beach,
Wow.
and
That's
I
nice.
have a business here that's paying me a salary as well.
Yeah, that's nice. But you ever worked like a personal teacher for people in Thailand, helping them improve their English
I
or something like
I
that?
actually I work on Cambly, and as I've said to people tonight, Cambly is my winding down system
Wow.
because I teach 7 days a week because I choose to do that,
Yeah.
not because I have to. I enjoy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I own my own language academy here in Thailand.
That's nice.
Proper school building. I have 4 classrooms. Um, we teach students in house, and we also teach out in commercial factories and everything.
Yeah.
And all the programs, I have actually a business partner, and all the programs are written by him and I.
Mm-hmm.
And we are doing okay.
Yeah, that's nice to
We're,
hear.
we're not
Uh,
rich, but we are
it's a nice
making
business.
a little bit of money, and it's a nice business.
That's nice to know.
On
Because
paper, I'm a multi millionaire here. But
yeah,
in
yeah.
my bank, it's really easy for my accountant. She just goes, "Oh, it's 0000, like it always is." There you go.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
that's nice. So how did you structure like this school of yours that you organized with your friends since your arrival in Thailand, or it takes some time to figure out you could do that?
It took me when I first came here. There's only 13 jobs you can do
13 jobs. Wow.
legally.
Wow.
Legally, I mean, you can't be a doctor here unless you take doctoring exams to
Yeah.
prove that you're a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a teacher here, but you can only really teach English
Yeah.
because Thai people can't do that as well as other people can.
And why is that? It is because of the accent, it's some legal
Uh,
problem.
it's not the accent, it's here. They don't really want to teach English.
Yeah.
They will always think of English as a second language.
Mm-hmm.
The number one language in Thailand is Thai.
Yeah.
And they all think that it's an international language, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Wow,
only
it's funny.
spoke in Thailand.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
not
funny
like, sorry,
because I see a lot of content from YouTube, any other platform that shows people going to Thailand and interacting with the people from there, and like everybody can speak English like a native person does. I didn't have that impression of it, so it's funny to hear about this.
I mean, with those things you see, like I watch TikTok
Yeah.
and they banned me from TikTok 3 times
Wow. Why?
because I tell the people, listen, you're a 2 year tourist.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh. They come here and they say, yeah, and I walked down here and I pulled this lady here and I pulled this lady here. And and they all love me and they all think I'm brilliant and they're great and they
Yeah.
think I'm great. And I've got this big apartment, look, and I've got this. And, oh, go away.
Yeah, there is those type of guys, there those nomads that are trying to just impress on social media.
Yeah.
They
And it's
not only to
because
Thailand, they go
TikTok
to another countries like their
and they
poor countries
say
to enjoy that.
they tell lies. One
Yeah, I can
guy
imagine.
said cheese is very expensive in Thailand, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because Thai people don't really eat dairy products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So cheese is very expensive. But
Mm-hmm.
this guy was saying it's like, in English money, it's like £20 a block of cheese.
Wow.
So I actually said to him, you are speaking absolute rubbish. Yes, it is more expensive than England because Thai people don't eat dairy products like
Mm-hmm.
Western people do. But it is nowhere near £20 a block of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It's about £3, £4.
That's
Where
a
in
big
England it would
difference.
be half of that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but it's not like this guy said it is. And they exaggerate so that they can get. But what it does, it puts people off coming to Thailand.
Yeah.
And I love this country. I love the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
and for example, was it hard for when you arrived in Thailand? There was some like a lot of prejudice against you because you were a native from another country, you're new in the country, and you had to make your way in, you know?
the believe it or not, the ladies love you. The guys hate you.
Yeah,
And it takes a little while to break into Thai culture.
really?
Um, it does take a little while to understand Thai culture, understand what they think about. I mean, they definitely think different to what I would do and what you would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some funny ideas. Yeah, um,
In what sense?
in the sense of you're rich. There I
Okay.
was at one stage. I had no money at all. And I was sleeping under a boat on the beach, an old boat.
Yeah.
And every night I used to hide my clothes under this boat and my case under this boat.
Mm-hmm.
And every night I used to wake up and kick rats running under this boat.
Wow.
And I did that for 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
I they had a shower actually on the beach. And I
Mm-hmm.
used that shower in the mornings, early morning. I used public toilets. Um, and then I was chatting to somebody, I forget who it was now, and I'd been a DJ in England.
Mm-hmm.
And I was chatting to this Thai lady, about being a DJ in England. Don't know why. And she turned around and she said, I have a radio station. She said, I can't pay you a lot of money, but would you like to come and do a couple of shows? And if people like you, we'll keep you on.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I'd love that. So I ended up on a radio station, and she gave me, for a show, she gave me, which isn't a lot of money at all, 250 baht.
Mm-hmm.
Then I worked out a way of getting money that was in a closed account in England. And then I was fine again. So
Mm-hmm.
then I studied to be a teacher. I did a teaching course, a TFL course.
Mm-hmm.
And I then carried on the radio because I enjoyed it so much and it was like a hobby. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I finished the TFL course, I got a job. The first job that was offered me as a teacher, I took.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't muck about with the money. I just took that job.
Yeah.
And then I found out about other courses that were happening in different places about teaching. I'd always worked in sales and marketing in England and other jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I got more and more information about teaching. I done more and more courses. And then I earned my living as a teacher.
Yeah.
But I would go and work anywhere. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't targeting Pattaya. I didn't want to work in Pattaya. Pattaya is like Disneyland for adults. You
Yeah.
can do everything your mother told you you shouldn't do in Pattaya.
Yeah.
You can be tied up like that and be whipped by naked women if you want to in
Wow.
Pattaya.
Wow.
It's Sin City.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
that's funny. I thought that you used to teach before you were in UK, you know.
no,
So you
no.
basically started this career when you got to Thailand.
When I got to
So
Thailand,
yeah, so before that, what do you used to work with
right,
in
I
England?
started off in the UK in retail,
Retail. Okay.
and I went to university and studied meat preparation, everything to do with
Meat. Okay.
meat, cows, pigs, sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more for human consumption. So I studied to how to cut up animals, and I ended up as what they call a butcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did that for until I was about 23. I could have
Okay.
been young. Yeah, about 23. I did that. And I I went through university and I got a qualification in environmental health.
Okay.
So I started working for a company as a butcher. Then they realized I had this qualification and they made me their own internal environmental health officer. And I hated the job.
Wow.
So I left there and then I went and worked for Tesco's supermarkets. And I was fresh produce controller. So I was high level. But that wrecked my marriage and everything. So I left there and then I become a DJ in the UK.
Wow.
So I become a DJ for 2 years, but I love doing the job. I love meeting people. I love having
Mm-hmm.
fun. The only problem was I realized that all my friends had disappeared.
Why
because
is that?
when my friends were saying, "Come on, let's go out," I was having to work.
Hmm.
When
Okay.
my friends were saying, "Come on, let's go to this party," I had to work
Mm-hmm.
because you only in that type of job you're like self-employed. You only get paid when you work,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you're being hit by tax, so you got more debt. So
I
after
see.
two years of doing that, I thought, maybe I'll look to get in sales and marketing. I got into sales and marketing working for a tobacco company selling tobacco
Yeah.
products. That was okay. Then,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted better jobs. So I studied at university distance learning, sales and marketing.
Okay.
I then become, I sold lots of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Popcorn machines in America, I sold. I
Yeah.
sold, yeah, yeah, really weird
Wow.
things. Coffee, gas, all different types of gases to industry.
Mm-hmm.
All first aid products. Uh,
Wow. You're basically
from
a sales guy, you know.
so I worked
Really.
in sales, and then I become sales director and
Wow.
sales director for two companies. I left one to go to another company to be sales director because
Mm-hmm.
they headhunted me. And when I came to Thailand, I was sales director for that company.
Mm-hmm.
But the boss, when I gave him my notice. And on the Friday night, he phoned me
Mm.
and he said to me, he thought I was starting a new job. I didn't tell him I was coming to live in Thailand because he was like my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he offered me £10,000 more a year if I stayed with him. So it would have took my salary to around about £50,000 a year, which was very good money then.
Yeah.
But I'd already booked my flight and I was all ready to come to Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a risk. And I like taking risks. And I did it. And I started off, as I say, as a DJ. I then got into being doing teaching. I then become head teacher in a language school. I then um, ended up buying the language school with my friend, who's still co-director now, and that's where I am now. My friend
Mm-hmm.
has retired. I run the business
The
here,
business you.
and we have 5 teachers working for us. All my friend does,
Wow.
my friend does all the accounts because I'm very bad with money.
Yeah.
You know, girls only got to ring me up and say, "Bro, I got a lot of money." I was like, "How much do you want?" Yeah. So
Yeah. So you basically are doing the Cambly classes because you like it, right?
yeah, because I enjoy meeting
Because
people like yourself.
yeah, it's not the most profitable thing here that you have nowadays.
Cambly is good when you've got no money,
Mm-hmm.
but what I hate about Cambly is all the tutors have a tutor level. So we have, if you look on my page, it will say 98%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
If that level drops, which it can easily drop, then you can't get any work on Cambly.
yeah, yeah,
So what happens is that level might drop to say 94%.
yeah.
Then I can only book on Cambly Saturdays and Sundays.
I
And
see.
it's stupid, really, because if somebody like yourself, if you say, "Wow, I think that Brian's a super tutor. I really like him," but I like talking to him when he's online. When I go and see who's on camp, he's online, so I'll talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk to me anymore if that's during the week because I'm only on at the weekends
Yeah,
because of Campbell's system.
yeah, I see.
And it's bad. But the other point,
Yeah,
Kimberly, it's
I've heard
good.
about this. I've heard about this. There's some other tutors saying that if your level drops below like 97%, you already get lesser
Yeah.
students.
And
But it also depends if you have some regulars, because I was
yeah,
doing another thing like
I have regular
right.
students. I've got one guy in Brazil who talks to me twice a week, but he's
Yeah.
done that ever since I've been on Cambly.
Wow.
We've had something like 970 odd lessons.
Wow. That's a lot.
And the reason he stays with me is because I'm a little bit crazy. It's my mother's fault. She dropped me on my head when I was a baby, and um, he has a speech impediment.
In what sense?
So when
Does he
he
have like
talks,
a disability?
yeah, he has a disability when he speaks.
Okay.
His brain, it's not because he doesn't know, but his brain takes longer than what you
Trust.
would do to link up those words.
Yeah,
So
I
you
see.
naturally think he stopped talking, and he hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm,
I was taught how to teach people like that in
yeah,
Thailand.
yeah.
So with him, he searched through lots of tutors and then he found me. And that
Mm-hmm.
was his mistake.
Yeah.
But he laughs, he jokes, and now you can have a very, very good conversation with him. And he's straight bang, bang there. And
Yeah, that's nice.
that's why I'm on Cambly, because I like helping people.
Yeah,
You know,
that's very
today
good.
today I work on a Sunday. I help my friend who has a language center here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I work in her language center for 6 hours. That's all I do on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
One of the students there said to me, "Can I talk to you after the lesson?" She's 17 years old. I said, "Yes, of course you can." She sat and talked to me and she said, "I need a teacher to teach me IELTS."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Yes." She said, "I know you know a lot about teaching, and I tell my mother and my father about you, and they hear you've got a very good reputation here."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Have I?" She said, "Yes." "Do you teach IELTS?" I said, "Yes, I do, but I'm so busy I can't fit you in my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a teacher who I've trained who can teach you IELTS." "Really?" I said, "Yes." "Okay, can I start next week?" And that's because I care about people.
Yeah,
Where this language center, if she went to this language center I was working at, they just see people as money. I don't see
yeah,
them as money.
yeah.
I see
Yeah.
them as somebody I can help.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I can do, and that's why I do it.
Yeah, that's great.
You know,
Yeah. So, for example, you already talk a lot about yourself. I'm gonna talk a little about
too
myself as
much. Tell
well.
me about you.
Yeah. So basically, I've always have lived here in São Paulo. I am currently 21 years old, and those classes are basically paid for about the company I work for. So I've been taking the Cambly classes like for a year almost, I say, and my English
Mhm.
just did like this, improved
It
like
will do.
100%. Because in the beginning, I remember I used to take classes with an Indian guy, and it was very boring because he just used to make me read articles, and I don't like that. I really don't like those types of classes. I just like to use my weekly hour to have a long conversation about many topics and feel just like a natural conversation with any tutor I used to, and then I got to do classes with an Irishman that lives here in São Paulo as well. He's very nice. But the thing is that I feel fluent enough in the language. But the thing is, when I spoke to other natives from different countries, I have a hard time with the accent, you know. And even
Hmm.
him said about me, oh, so go ahead, have classes with other different tutors, with different accents, mostly with British tutors, because their accent can be a little bit more difficult, even with people from Scotland, from Ireland,
Yep.
whatever. And that is true. So, for example, um, I've left my previous company, and then I came to work to a company in Canada. It's a franchisor that basically manages a lot of franchisees.
Okay.
And that thing about the accent was true because I was working with people from UK, some developer guys that work for from Middle East and India who have a really bad English, like a really hard accent.
How are
It's
you
very hard
today?
to
Are
understand.
you very well today? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, it's even worse than that. Even worse than that. It's like really
And
hard.
they speak quick.
Yeah,
And they are the worst students to teach.
yeah, really.
And they tell me I come from Southern England.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a good English accent, look South England, Southern England. So I'm southeast near London.
Yeah, your English for me, I can understand you perfectly. There's no problem with that.
One is
So,
because I've also been trained to make you understand me.
yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, probably I'll take another class with different tutors because what I'm trying to seek here is to have a hard time, be comfortable with the accent. I have to train that,
Mhm.
and I can get better when it comes to understanding. And I even spoke to this last tutor I was having classes with, and he said, "Oh, go ahead, watch some Harry Potter without subtitles. Some Peaky Blinders that they have the very old and hard
Mhm.
accent. It's hard to understand, even when you're trying to talk with the people that are from Ireland, not from Cork because Cork is have a slightly better accent.
Cork is soft. The accent's
Yeah,
soft.
yeah,
Um, like Irish Belfast accent.
Belfast.
It's very hard, very harsh. Same as Scottish. If they come from like Motherwell, Dundee, that way, the accent's softer. If they
Hmm.
come from Glasgow, Edinburgh, the accent, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, if you're going for an English accent, as I said, go south.
south.
Don't go north.
Yeah,
North is very similar to an American accent.
yeah. But
Um,
that would be because of for example, the education level of each zone. For example, the North Zone would have a worse accent because the region is culturally have been less educated.
yes, I was listening. I like history,
Yeah.
and I was listening on history about North. The North have always had less money than the South.
Mm-hmm.
And like probably in Brazil, northern
It's the
people
same thing.
do not like southern people.
It's
And
the same
southern
thing.
people don't like northern people. I have a Thai friend, Charlie. His sister is married to a guy from Manchester.
Okay.
He doesn't like me. And the reason he doesn't like me is because of where I come from.
Wow, that's
And it is so
strange.
stupid.
It
Yeah.
is.
It is so stupid. It's just crazy. They call me, we think northern people are thick. It's winter. Northern people go out in a t-shirt. There's
Mm-hmm.
that much snow on the ground. They're walking around with a t-shirt like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they call us from south, they call us, and not nice, they call us a soft southern bastard.
Wow, that's
And
heavy.
as you know, a bastard is somebody who doesn't know his mother or father.
Yeah, yeah.
And because our accent's soft and we don't go out with a coat on in the winter and we're not all strong like them like that, they think
Mm-hmm.
we're soft mentally and soft physically. So
Yeah,
that's why they call us it. Yeah.
yeah.
And but the
Uh,
accent's quicker, the accent's faster, it's got a tang at the end in north. South,
yeah,
the words are more pulled out, more pronounced. So it's easier to understand and it's better for you as a student.
yeah, yeah. That is true. Um, and like I said, the people with that are not natives, people that are from Middle East, India. I even met a girl that is from Panama, and as she's a native from there, she speaks fluently Spanish, but uh, her English is not that good. And it is different because, for example, I see, for example, for Brazilian people, not only from São Paulo, but it could be from anywhere, like the states from the south, the states from the southeast, like Rio de Janeiro, Minas Gerais, Espírito Santo as well. Uh, we can, I would say, impose that our accent is not that heavy because we're Brazilian. We can train that much better than other people with uh, different countries like India, because as their native language is, I believe it would be Hindi, something like that.
Hindi, Hindi.
Hindi, that's right. It's They have a much harder time to not only learn English but also to train the accent. Train
Yeah.
their fluency. So yeah,
Well, Indian people also have a problem with their head. And
in their
it's not
head.
being racist, but it's the truth. I had a friend called Kaz, and
Okay.
he looked white. Yeah, he looked white, but
Okay.
he was Indian, and he used to purposely walk around like this. How are you? Are you okay? And you only said to him, Kaz, your head is wobbling, and he'd be, really? Okay, tell me when it wobbles again, because he hated that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's because their dialect, some of their words have that as a emphasis on the word.
yeah.
And um, when I'm teaching students, I use it to my advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I do this to find out whether they've understood. I say, "You understand me?" No. Yes. And if they understand me, they always go, "Yes." So I
Yeah.
use it to my advantage.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, yeah.
But language in itself, if I was on Cambly, I would do two things. I would have a regular tutor
Mm-hmm.
and then use other tutors all the time as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't stay with one tutor all the time, but I would have one regular tutor,
Hmm.
where I speak to him once a month or once every couple of weeks. The rest, I would go bang, bang, bang everywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, because, for example, this Irish guy that lives here in São Paulo as well, in a city in the interior, not as far from me, but a little bit far. It's called Indaiatuba. And he's a very smart guy. I can have different types of conversation with him in normal ways. So we're basically
Mm.
friends for now, And but that's the thing. When it comes to the understanding and I would say about the accent as well, I'm used to, so that's no problem. And I want to get out of that comfort zone, just step ahead and
You've
uh,
got to. You've got to, because you're talking to people online
yeah,
with lots of different accents. You've got to
hmm,
get out of that comfort zone.
sure,
But don't worry. A lot of people, um, I train lots of people. I work with lots of people. Yeah.
hmm,
Um, every in the future, I'll be working with about 300 companies
wow,
as teaching English. Already, my language school, we are we have three factories, which is owned by one guy.
hmm,
And I had a meeting with the guy on Wednesday last week, and he said, "Right, I want your company as my appointed language company." He said,
wow,
"I want you to test all my staff in the three factories. I want you to train all my staff in the three factories."
hmm,
And he said, "Can you develop me a test where it's just for me, for my factory?" I said, "Yes." He said, "How long would it take you?" I said, "One day." By the Friday, I met him on the Wednesday. He told me this on the Wednesday. By the Friday, he had the test in his hands. Uh,
yeah,
thank you, AI. You know, but I didn't tell him that. Um, and now with him, we're his only English company. Now there's other companies that are coming on board who we will be doing the same thing for. We charge them big money for that,
yeah,
yeah,
hmm,
because it takes a lot of work. And but it's interesting work. Um, but with him, he's gone through lots of different companies to find a company who will do what he wants. Everyone else wants to do what they want. So when
hmm,
you find a tutor to do what you want.
yeah,
Understand?
yeah. I see. Yeah. So, for example, this new company I'm working for in Canada, I'm having a hard time with it, and I don't know if I probably will have a bright future with it, you know. And what I have the enough skills to speak English with for international companies. That's okay. I'm going through this process right now, and some other skills in technology because my background it's fully in technology. I went to
Right.
college, to public college here in Brazil to do a technology course. I'm doing some specializations. So what I was thinking of that it's how could I seek new opportunities with different people that also have the experience to do that, because here in Brazil, the opportunities when it comes to the money, the salary are not very good. Even if you're very highly
Mhm.
specialized, even if you speak fluently English, the salary won't be near as good as work for an international company
Mhm.
earning dollars, and by far, I mean, by far a lot, because the first company I worked for, I work as a consultant, for ERP systems. I entered and as my first job. Then I stayed like a year and a half, and then after the first year, I became a junior. And the salary were like really bad. Wouldn't be like uh, four minimum salaries here in Brazil. Okay, in reais, the currency here. And then for this other company in Canada, I entered as an intern, and the salary of intern were already higher than my previous
Mhm.
salary. So
So,
yeah,
but do you this company in Canada? Do you like this company?
I don't, I
You
really
don't.
don't, and I don't think you have a bright future.
Why don't
Uh,
you like them?
it's very disorganized, because for example, they as an intern, saying as an intern, as I wouldn't have any experience at all, they demand a lot, so they give you a lot of activities, and they uh, say that they need a very high precision, which is basically impossible to balance if you have a very high demand that you have to deliver stuff all the time and to maintain the same precision. It's it's hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's hard. It's not, I would say, sustainable in the long term.
Uh-huh. So it will age you quick.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
people work for them for a long time, or are they blown out
It's hard.
after?
It's hard because some more of the people that work for them are like less than a year and a half, less than a year, and there's just a few people that work for them like for more than 3 years, 2 years, let's say. So
So what
that's
happens is they get people that are young. They put them under so much pressure that after a year, that person cannot work from no more because they've blown that person out,
yeah,
and then they get somebody new.
yeah,
And uh, but a company like that is good for a stepping stone,
yeah.
and
Well,
it's good to
what do you
gain that
mean?
experience. A
What do you
stepping
mean?
stone to another company.
Yeah.
So I did the same in England when I wanted to get in what they call blue collar sales. So
Yeah.
I wanted to I didn't want to work for a wholesaler. I wanted to work for the manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in what they call FMCGs, but fast moving consumer goods. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and worked for Toshiba.
Yeah.
Right now, Toshiba in the UK make coffee machines that sell coffee related products.
Mm-hmm.
To get experience, I worked for them for 3 years. After 3 years, I left there and went and worked for a smaller coffee company because
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Then I went straight up as sales manager for this company.
Wow.
That is what I did. The company you're at now are like Toshiba was to me. They're like a stepping stone to your next job.
Mm-hmm.
Work there,
Yeah.
suck as much information as you can, learn as much as you can, but make your exit time in your head.
Mm-hmm. In my
Because
head, what do you mean?
so say to yourself, okay, I'm going to do 2 years at this company.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 years' time, I'm going to start looking for another job in about a year and a half. And that's exactly what I did in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got more and more and more money, better and better jobs by giving myself an exit time. So if I started a new job and I thought, okay, it's a job, like I was in between jobs and I needed a job. So I got a job selling glasses. And I hated this job. I really hated it. And I thought, I'll give it 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it 1 year, and my exit was BOC, British Oxygen Company.
Mm-hmm.
While I was working for them, I was looking around for other jobs.
Yeah.
I sucked what information I could from them, and then I moved on to another job. But always wait a year to 2 years. Don't do it in 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise that looks bad on a CV. If you say, oh, I was 6 months here, I was 3 months here, I was 6 months here, it looks bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
One
sure it
year,
does.
2 years looks better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Uh,
but it's whether or not you can put up with it for that long.
mm-hmm.
But give yourself an exit time.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that. I would say at least for now, for example, as you said for the CV, this is just my second company I work for. Perhaps if I am having a hard time, it's not if it's not sustainable. Because for example, there were days there was this week that I worked at least midnight every day, at least, and it started. I know that I'm on the age that I have to put on the work. I had to put on the work to gain the money and to build my future. I understand that, and I'm willing to do this sacrifice. But there's some things that are just not sustainable, like I told you.
Nicholas, it's got to be a case of give and take.
Sure.
If they're taking but not giving, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You know, I still work 7 days a week, as I said to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that
Yeah.
work for me, the actual teachers that work for me, earn more money than I do.
Wow.
But I can have hours off when they have to work.
Mm-hmm.
You want the money, you do the hours.
Sure.
But I still work 7 days a week on all this Cambly and this, yeah,
Yeah.
because I enjoy doing it. Um, I have a guy that works for me. He's got a family, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With
Yeah.
him, it's a case of give and take. You give me time, you give me effort, and then you will take good money.
Mm-hmm.
I The other week he's got to go to a big meeting with me this Thursday, and he's got to wear a suit
Mm-hmm.
with a tie and
Yeah.
shirt, a dress shirt.
Yeah.
Our company shirts are like polo shirts with company emblems on them, our name, my
Mm-hmm.
telephone number on the back, company telephone number. But it's no good for this meeting because you've got to be suited and booted for this meeting.
Yeah.
I went out, bought him two business shirts,
Mm-hmm.
a tie, and a jacket. And that cost me. He said, no, I'll buy them. I said, no, you're coming to the meeting with me. I want you to look smart to represent our company. So you let me buy them.
Sure.
When I die, because he's been very loyal to me and he's helped me, if I die, he inherits my shares in the language school.
Yeah.
When my business partner dies, he will inherit the whole school,
Yeah.
because I know he's been good to me. That is the type of thing you need. You
Sure.
need give and take. If they're taking all the time and not giving, then they're not a good company. Just use them for that knowledge. That's my
Yeah.
advice.
That's
Don't
interesting.
don't really push yourself to gain that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Don't push yourself because you get in brownie points because when you've gone, they'll find somebody else to do your job, maybe as good or maybe not as good. But they don't really care about you as a person. They care about your workload.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I see that as well because there are moments that you feel bad, when you shouldn't feel. And for example, for the previous company I worked, first of all, it was a nice company, but I would say that I didn't have the challenges to improve. I was like in a comfort zone, and even if I wanted to get out of this comfort zone, there were blockers from my managers that didn't want me to get out and step ahead,
Because they
so
still want to look good. They don't want you to look good over them.
that yeah.
So you can make
And
good coffee. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that was basically it. And that's why I left, first of all, to this Canadian company, because there were no challenges. There was no real work that you have to put on the effort, you have to put on the hours. It was just basic things that you do in with minimum effort and receive minimum return. It's normal, but I can do nothing about it. And that's when I tried I started seeking for other opportunities, and then I found this one. But let's see if it works.
I I always worry about the term internship because to me, an internship is we'll get somebody to work for nothing.
Yeah.
That's how I think. Because if you look at what salary everyone else is earning compared to what you're earning,
Hmm.
I bet it's very, very different.
Hmm.
Um, on my company, I have a young lady teacher, and I've actually think I've got to get rid of her, but she knows nothing. And I'm trying to teach her how to do the job, how I need it done.
Yeah.
It's going in here and coming out here. Um, in your company, she would be an internship. So it
Hmm.
wouldn't matter if you get rid of her. But she earns the same salary as me when I'm working. I don't
Yeah.
want any extra salary because I'm the boss. I choose for that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because then they cannot say to me, ah, yeah, okay, but you're the boss.
Hmm.
Now, if they say that to me, I say to them, but you earn more money than me.
Yeah.
So you do the job I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.
Hmm.
Psychological. And I don't
Sure.
need that extra money. I haven't got a family. I live on my own.
It actually makes a lot of sense, and it's basically a natural pressure, because if the person is earning much more than you do, and she's not doing the job, she feels like she's gonna drop out sooner or later, and she had
And
to get
she's,
better.
my impression, she's playing at being a teacher.
Wow.
She's not, she thinks she's doing a good job, but the students like her, but the job she's doing is not very good, really.
Hmm.
I could get anyone off the street to do what she's doing with a
Yeah,
little bit of knowledge.
sure.
And her paperwork is terrible. I cannot read anything that she writes because her PC's down. So I won't let her take one of the company PCs home because they get wrecked when you let people do that. And she doesn't want to do a lesson plan when she comes in on the PC so
Hmm.
I can read it. And I cannot read her writing. It's like a doctor's writing. You just can't read it.
Yeah, yeah,
And I've told her about it, but my next job is tell her she either gets it right or she has to go.
Yeah.
Sad,
I see.
really. We run out of
Well,
time, Nicholas.
thank you,
Great
Brian. Thank you so
talking
much.
to you.
Very nice to meet you.
I'm always here if you want me.
Sure. Thank you. Have a